Who are the passport bros? Guys, with the way women are behaving today, more and more men are discovering the passport bro movement. And they're saying, you know what? We like what these guys are doing. We're going to join what these guys are doing. We're going to walk away. And they're becoming educated on the passport bro movement. And they are leaving Western society and not coming back. And they are saying, you know what? I'm not putting up with these stuck up entitled attitudes from women in Western society anymore.
It picks me up in certain cars for a date. I'm just not going.
But wait, are you trying to date the car or him?
I'm sorry, but you can't tell me if someone pulls up in this. Hold on, put it on the screen. Hold on. This Prius, No, I'd rather not go on the date.
And after watching this clip, I can understand why so many American men are leaving their country to find a good wife elsewhere. At this point, your chances of finding a traditional woman in the United States are close to zero. This is how I went down the rabbit hole that is passport bros. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically it's a movement of Western men going to places like Brazil, Thailand, or Eastern Europe to find a woman they can marry without worrying about her loving their wallet more than them. And that sounds like a really smart thing if you ask me. But I wouldn't be making this video if it was all that simple. Because Western women are now unhappy and are doing anything they can to shame those men for the most ridiculous reasons.
When you pay attention to the passport bros, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia,
Yes.
The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English, women that don't have education, women that
need them. Women that need
women
them.
are raised to be wives. They learn everything
these other communities,
from birth, from their father, from their mother, how to be a wife and how to support your man.
Women that need them.
It's not even women that need them. It's women that treat them with respect.
So we don't.
Y'all know y'all don't.
Stop yourself.
Y'all know y'all
That's
don't.
not true.
You know what's amazing? The fact of the matter is that women in Western society refuse to admit that they need men. And yet, the moment something goes wrong, they're screaming and hollering, men, go fix this, men, come fix that. Women have been conditioned to believe that they don't need men, but the simple fact is women will always need men. Right now, most women are living off the simp economy. What is the simp economy? That's basically platforms like OnlyFools and LonelyFans having a bunch of beta male orbiters or a bunch of guys in the friend zone that women use for different things. This is the simp economy. And they are living off it right now, demanding that men take them out on dates and spend hundreds of dollars to buy them meals. Women are literally using applications like Tinder to tell guys, okay, come over, but bring pizza. And then when the guy gets to the door, they take the pizza and slam the door in his face. I mean, it's amazing how women can take this behavior, take this attitude, but it's only because of the way Western society has collapsed why women can do these things and they can just jump on social media and get away with this. But let me tell you guys something. As good and decent men walk away from Western society, they're going to find some serious hardships coming. They're going to discover that it's going to be the bad men that are left behind. And they're not going to be able to just call anyone to come to the rescue because more and more men are just saying, you know what, I'm done. I'm not joining the military. I'm not joining police. I'm not going to become a police officer. I'm not even going to be a paramedic. I'm just going to stay home, play video games, work remotely, and do as much work as I need to do to survive and thrive, but nothing more to contribute to society.
That these women think that women outside the United States are uneducated, and these men are somehow looking for someone to oppress and exploit, while the truth is that many women in the West are not good wives. Men don't look for masculine traits. Men don't want to come home after a long day at work to a woman that is a pain in the ass to be around. A man will happily support you and work hard to make not only his life better, but also yours. Someone convinced women that being a good wife and raising children is somehow a form of oppression, while working some boring job for a boss that can replace you the second you aren't needed is empowering. Ladies, you were lied to. It's great that you are a strong and independent woman, but that's not something men are looking for when searching for a wife.
Let's say he just started his own business, but he makes $45,000 a year. Would you date him?
You wouldn't be able to afford my engagement ring. If you make $45,000 a year, it would take you 4 years. No, 8 years to afford.
Wait, how much? I don't know anything about rings. How much is that?
About $200,000.
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
My ring has to sparkle from across the street. Like you have to do that shit. It's gonna blind people. But like, I'm not a regular girl.
What, bro? What are you talking about?
Now, right here, we have what's a 2 or 3 overseas, maybe a 1. I'm just being really, really serious. You know what we call sevens and eights in America. Those are threes and fours overseas. Let's just be very, very clear. Okay, men don't have to put up with this. Well, I play videos from Soraya all the time, and she talks about this. Women overseas will compete for men. They will compete for these men. While women in Western society, they despise these men. Women overseas want these men. And Soraya basically explained the reason why this is. When it comes to black guys, for example, a lot of women overseas, they grow up watching MTV, VH1. They see these guys on television, so they listen to the music. They become they become interested in the culture. And what ends up happening is they're like, oh, I want one of these guys. But guess what? There's scarcity. They don't have these types of men in their countries. So when someone like this comes to their country, he might be corny and whack in America, but as long as he has at least a little bit of that swag, these women are going to scoop him up in a heartbeat, and they will compete for him. Wherever there is scarcity, there is opportunity. Never forget that. Hence, go where you are appreciated, go where you are celebrated. And that's what the passport bros are. That's who the passport bros are. They are men who are going where they are appreciated and where they are celebrated. Women and society does not like men. Society does not like men. Women do not like men. If you look at the way women in society treat men, the type of evil things that happen in America to men, you don't even see a lot of these things happening in China. In straight up communist countries, you do not see them doing these types of evil things to men. All right? China as a country does not hate its people, nor does it hate its men. In fact, it highly values its men. How much so? The fact that that's one of the reasons why there is such a gender imbalance in China right now, because back when there was the policy where you could only have one kid, people prioritized having a male child over a female child. And as a result, we ended up with a gender disparity where there are now more males than females. And unfortunately, and that mindset still continues today to some degree, because in China, it is the duty of the male son. It is the duty, of course. It is the duty of the son to take care of the parents in old age. Now, don't get me wrong, they've actually changed the laws around, and basically you have to, regardless if your parents were there for you or you're estranged or they abandoned you, when your parents get older, China still requires you to take care of your parents, because they don't play around over there, and the welfare state is not the way it is here in Western society. China is not going to subsidize the living of all of these old people. That's what their children are for, and that's how it operates and goes in many other countries. The welfare state that exists in the United States, you need to understand, this is a unique thing. The welfare state is very unique to Western society. Very, very unique to Western society. Anytime countries have tried, implementing a welfare state, many of, socialism, they've collapsed. And the notion that you're going to use wealth and resources and reallocate those resources from men to pay the expenses of women, and to let single mothers live off that in other countries, they don't do that. And that's one thing that will prevent other countries from completely becoming like Western society. Without the welfare state, sure, a woman will have to go and get her, I'll put it this way. There will always be simps. There are simps in the Philippines right now. There are simps going all over the world trying to hop on the passport bro bandwagon. But what's going to prevent Western society from becoming, what's going to prevent these societies from becoming like Western society and collapsing? Simple. No welfare state. Because there will always be simps. No matter where you go, there will always be simps. But with no welfare state, women do not have that safety net. So unless they can find a good man or a simp to take care of them and provide for them, they're POS, pound out of luck. They are out of luck. And they're going to be left to face consequences for the decisions that they make. If they go and they have children, and they are single mothers live hard lives overseas. They live hard lives in Thailand. They live hard lives in the Philippines. They live hard lives in China. They live hard lives in these countries where they do not have a welfare state. Cuba, Africa, they live very hard lives. Okay? It's really like that. No welfare state? Oh, well, you're screwed. You are absolutely screwed. By the way, guys, I just wanted to remind you that I have another channel called Angry, where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. You can find a link to it in the description of the video. Channel's awesome. Go check it out. Subscribe and support my work. I also have another channel called Men Walking Away, where I discuss topics just like the one I'm discussing now. So if you enjoy the content on this channel, go check that channel out and enjoy the content over there. So if you want more angry guy content, check out Men Walking Away. And also don't forget to check out my angry channel. Both links are in the description of the video. Check out those channels, subscribe, support my work, buy my album. Who are the Passport Bros? Well, we discussed that today. The Passport Kings are men walking away from Western society and going overseas to start new lives and find better wives. What do you guys think? I want to know your thoughts. You already know what I think, but I want to hear your thoughts now. So sound off in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, Men Walking Away. And cheers.